Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks for joining. You know what? It's been an interesting weekend. Okay, so we're going to cover a couple of different things in this video. And actually, if you're a content creator, you may be interested in the technical portion of what we're going to tell you. And then if you're a viewer, you might be interested in just how YouTube manipulates you and some YouTubers, but maybe inadvertently. But you know what? Let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. Over the weekend, we released a couple of videos that did way better than our average. All right. That being said, one of them pissed off a couple of people. I don't know if it really pissed them off. It just, they got a little, I got a couple of emails about, being a little butthurt. Big deal. All right. I made a follow up to that. And then we talked about some other stuff as well. All right. And I'm going to be blowing my nose in between things here. So kind of hang tight. So let's talk about this. First off, we've said this before. We'll say it again real quick, get it out of the way. We don't mean any ill will towards any channel. Period. End of story. Okay, great. Boom. Now, that being said, you know what? Please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you find this information worthwhile. Okay, now, let's talk about this for a second. I was driving, and many of you that are regular routine viewers of this channel recognize I'm a very analytically drawn individual. I love to utilize data to get from point A to point B, or I love to utilize observation to get from point A to point B. And so I did something later during the week. I went on my community tab and I did a poll. And I said to myself, okay, I wonder if A, B, C. I'm not going to tell you what I was looking to accomplish just yet. So I do this poll, and then I said, wow, that can't possibly be correct. So then I did this another poll the next day. I gave it 24 hours, did another poll to see, hey, what about C, B, A? I reversed it. All right. So in the first poll, it was which one of these Angeles City YouTube channels do you dislike the most? All right. Now, I didn't expect to be placed very high in there, but I expected that, I'd take a hit, but I didn't, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I noticed I fared almost better than everybody else. And I will apologize also, YouTube's polling system, unless somebody knows something I don't, and I will tell you right now, the poll system, obviously I'm learning it, and I can see some huge flaws. The polling system only allows you to have 5 options. You can't, it's not a very functional piece of something. But so then I went back and I said, okay, who is your most liked? Another poll. Now, you can go on our community tab and you can see both of those polls. I'm not going to put them here, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to leave them up for people to look at, but I'm not going to put them in the video. And the reason is because they're just bullshit. They're absolute bullshit. Now, I made an assumption, and I'm probably gonna hear from everybody else about, what happens when you make an assumption. Ask you, me. All right. Look, I assumed that when I was getting huge hits on my videos, all right, when I was getting good big pushes, that my community feed was going to come up across a lot of people in their feeds. What I do think is my community feed only probably comes up in a very small number of people that don't subscribe. It may even be restricted to those that do subscribe. So any type of a biased poll that you want to do, YouTube is definitely not the way to do it. All right? Because it's all going to be concentrated in your channel. I'm not going to have, if the people that I put in the poll was Philly, Chubbs, Antics, myself, and other. Those were the 5 options. If any one of those people put up their own poll with the identical same people, all right, with the same question, they would fare much better. Now, great. Enough about that. In fact, I invite them to do an experiment and do it, just so we can say YouTube's polling system absolutely sucks. It doesn't go out to the masses. Next thing. All right, we talk about retirement. We talk about this. We talk about that. We talk about this person and that blogger and this and that and the other. You know what? Something that all of you have to remember, and I even went and made notes and everything. Look at that, how good, huh? All right, I made notes and everything. Oh, I'm out of focus. There we go. All right, but I think it's important to recognize that every channel that's giving you advice, you know what? That's just them. You're different from everybody. All of us are individuals. All of us live individually different lives. We might have similarities. We might do this, we might do that, okay? We might have experiences, we might not. Our experiences may be current, they may not. But the point of it is we're all individual. And each and every viewer is individual. So that's why we always encourage viewers. Look at as many YouTube channels as you can to get raw information. Then do some research of your own. Be a responsible adult. Be responsible for your future. Okay? A lot of people will never, ever retire the way Arlen and I have retired. And we won't retire the way a lot of other people have retired. We're different. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with retiring in a very minimal. Let me tell you about my mom. My mom doesn't make much. I mean, she lives on her Social Security. All right? That's it. Well, let me rephrase that. That's her only income. My brother and I take care of a lot of everything else. But my mom is a minimalist. She has always been a minimalist. Okay? Well, not always, but since she was in her 40s, I guess. My mom is a simple woman. Okay? She's elderly. She has to have transportation to get around. She has a car. She's not allowed to drive it, doesn't have the keys. We keep it insured and maintained so that her helper has a car to take her places. A lot of times she's in a wheelchair if there's a lot of walking involved. And when I say a lot of walking, I'm talking about, 10 typical grocery store. That's a long amount of walking for her. She's a big minimalist. She would never live the way I live. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. She's happy. And other people are the same way. Just because we don't doesn't mean we couldn't. But what I am getting to is that viewers are different. And you guys need to take a look at all of the different aspects. You really and truly do. All right? We know we're not going to retire the same way that you are going to retire. There are people that have retired here far differently than we retired. And I'm not even going to try and clarify what differently means because it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you as the viewer watch and learn and research and then learn. That's the key. You need to be happy, and going to be happy is the key to everything. If you are happy at XYZ on the scale, then that's where you need to be. You don't need to be more, and you hope you're not less. That's the way it just simply works. Okay? To the YouTube channels that we may have upset, you know what? Here's what I say. Sorry, not really sorry. We're all different, friends. Okay? We don't wish you any ill will. Just have a nice day and toddle on. Do your thing. You're all bigger than we are, so we don't really give a crap. Okay? What we do give a crap about is our little community of people. And that's what matters to us. Thanks. Have a great day.